January 1996. A cold, silent night in a small Ukrainian village. Under cover of darkness, Anatoly Onoprienko, known as the Ukrainian Terminator, slipped into the home of the Zaychenko family. Without hesitation or mercy, he murdered everyone inside. The parents, the young children, before setting the house ablaze and vanishing. By the time the village awoke to the smoldering ruins, Onoprienko was already gone. This was only one chapter in his terrifying spree, one that would claim the lives of 52 people across Ukraine. Anatoly Onoprienko's story begins with loss and abandonment. Born in a small village in 1959, his life took a dark turn early on. His father left when he was just a year old, and his mother died when he was 3. From then on, he was raised by relatives, but eventually sent to an orphanage, where he endured bullying, isolation, and abuse. Life in the orphanage was no different from a prison, he would later say.
I learned to survive. The weak were determined, in kindness meant nothing.
At a young age, Onoprienko began lashing out. He attacked other children, stole, and often vanished into the woods, for hours obsessed with fire. It wasn't long before he developed a reputation as someone to fear. After leaving the orphanage, Onoprienko drifted. He trained as a forester, served in the army, and even joined the Communist Party. But he was restless, full of anger and envy. In 1989, he took a dark step forward, one that would turn him into one of Ukrainians' most feared criminals. Together with accomplice, a veteran named Sergei Rogozin, Onoprienko committed his first known murders. The pair would ambush people in isolated locations, killing them without warning, without any clear reason. By the end of that year, they had killed 9 people. Onoprienko showed no sign of remorse. He later said he felt nothing at all, no pleasure, no regret. Among his first victims was a young boy, only 11 years old. Onoprienko shot the boy as he slept in a car, then set it on fire. His actions were merciless, his purpose unclear. For a time, the murder stopped and Onoprienko disappeared. He traveled through Europe illegally, surviving on theft. But by the end of 1995, he was back in Ukraine, ready to unleash a new, even deadlier spree. This time, he acted alone. He targeted entire families, breaking into their homes in the middle of the night. He would kill everyone inside, adults, children, and even pets. He was quick, efficient, and left no witnesses. The scenes he left behind were haunting. Families wiped out in minutes, homes set on fire to erase the evidence. January 1996 was his deadliest month, with 15 people murdered in just a few weeks. As the number of victims rose, people began calling him the Terminator, for the ruthless, mechanical way he killed. Entire villages lived in fear, wondering if they would be next. As panic spread across Ukraine, police launched one of the largest manhunts in the nation's history. They combed through villages, questioned thousands, but Onoprienko remained elusive. He blended into the background, quietly, watching the chaos he had created. Finally, on April 14, 1996, police caught a break. Acting on a tip, they tracked him to an apartment in the small town of Yavoriv. When they searched his apartment, they found weapons, valuables stolen from victims, and other evidence tying him to the murders. At first, Onoprienko denied everything. He claimed to be a simple man just passing through. But as the evidence mounted, he finally confessed. In his calm, emotionless way, he admitted to 52 murders. During his trial, Onoprienko showed no remorse. He spoke about his crimes with chilling calmness, detailing each murder as if they were simply part of a routine. During his trial, Onoprienko showed no remorse. He spoke about his crime with chilling calmness, detailing each murder as if it were simply part of a routine. When asked why he killed, he claimed he was following a mysterious voice that ordered him to murder. At one point, he said,
I felt nothing. No joy, no sadness. It was as if I was carried out of a duty.
His lack of empathy shocked everyone, from the families of the victims to the police and even his own lawyers. Sentenced to death, Onoprienko's punishment was later commuted to life in prison, due to Ukraine's 2000 moratorium on capital punishment. But many Ukrainians were outraged, demanding his death penalty for him specifically. In prison, he was kept under strict isolation, so he remained mostly quiet, guards would report hearing eerie, howling sounds coming from his cell at night. He claimed to have visions, often speaking of high powers controlling his actions. Anatoly Onoprienko, the Ukrainian Terminator, remains one of the darkest figures in Ukrainian criminal history. His crimes left deep scars, and his cold judgments made him even more terrifying. In 2013, he died of heart failure in prison, taking with him any answers he may have held. His story serves as a reminder of the unimaginable darkness that can lie hidden beneath the surface, a nightmare that lingers in Ukraine's memory.